Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this virtual open house here at Baldwin. Open House 2020, 2021, pandemic version. All right, please excuse me in advance if this presentation is glitchy. I've taped this video probably about 20 times, and what I realize is that each time my PowerPoint is lagging. And so I apologize in advance. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. My name is Mrs. Jamison. I got married last year, and so you might have met me initially as Mrs. Cargile. I'm the same chick. All right, students refer to me as Mrs. Jamison. I teach Comprehensive Science 3, Biology Honors, and Critical Thinking. Comprehensive Science 3 is the third installment of science in middle school. Upon successful completion, students are promoted to an advanced science, either biology or chemistry at the 9th grade level. Comprehensive Science 3 covers various topics under the physical science and earth and space science branches. Those topics, they include matter and energy, the study of earth, the study of space, its history, and its composition. The textbook that you see there on the screen is a textbook that's been assigned to all students in this course. Students that I meet with online have been assigned the electronic version of this book, and students that I meet with face-to-face have been given a hard copy of this book. I've asked all students to take this book home. Take this book home. They don't need to lug it back and forth. I assign them pages to complete in the textbook. We go over that information. We've been going over that information during our phone calls. I will not require that they take this book back and forth. If anything, I'll ask them to take out the pages and bring the pages in, or I'll ask them to complete the pages and put the responses into a form. So students should have this book. It is theirs to keep. It is consumable. So at the end of the year, it stays with them. But the only issue is that please make sure that they keep up with it, because if they lose it, resources are limited and I may not be able to get them another one. I'm proud to be a part of the AVID site team here at Baldwin. AVID is big. It's a game changer for students and teachers. What it does is it incorporates strategies that are transferable from class to class, year to year, high school to life. It teaches students skills that allow them to understand the content better and to apply the content better and to really hone in on how best they learn. And so a lot of the strategies that I'm sharing with your students and that I'll be sharing throughout the year are not necessarily based on the content, but what's the best way that they learn the content. So I'm excited to be a part of this team, because these skills can definitely be a game changer for our students. How should students turn in work? Electronically, if at all possible. I post their course material across Focus and across Teams, because each of those platforms has limitations. And so when I go over the material, I tell them where they can find the post and the information, and I also tell them where it needs to be submitted. I will not collect work from Teams because there's a lot of confusion when I collected work from Teams in the past. And so all work will be submitted through Focus or input into a form where the link is on Teams, or it will be evaluated through contactless face-to-face evaluation. Students should never email me assignments. I get a great volume of emails on a regular basis, and so I will rarely ever ask a student to email an assignment as a result of that. I ask that students check Focus regularly, because it's like a bank account. I ask that they check it as if someone was supposed to deposit $1 million. It's important because I put the past assignments in Focus as well as the future assignments. So it gives them a good running view on what's been assigned and what's going to be assigned in the near future. Communication. Oh, communication is so big. Please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Email is the best method. Here's my email address here, cargilr@duvalschools.org. I normally respond in 24 to 48 hours. Every now and again, it takes me a little bit longer. But if it's been 3 days and you've not heard anything from me, please shoot me another email and accept my apologies in advance. All right. Please keep your email updated on Focus. I send memos and progress reports home regularly. So it's important that your email is updated. I've already sent home a progress report and an email memo. So if you didn't receive it, make certain you give a call to the school secretary and make certain that your information is updated. I can offer tutoring hours. For students who need help with assignments, I'm always available during class, of course, but my planning period is 7th bell, and so I have to see students between 1:30 and 2:20 p.m. Of course, I've got to set this up in advance, and so if your student is in need of this tutoring, let's talk so we can set up some time that works for both of us and you're able to arrange transportation to pick that student up after school. My grading policy is as follows. It pretty much mimics the district except for the exception. 50% is an F. If your student has a 0, then their work was not submitted. And 9 times out of 10, there's a comment in the comment section that says work was not submitted. All right. I land all Fs at 50 because I want students to have an opportunity to get that grade back up. And so if you're trying to make it to 100, your route is much shorter if you're at 50 versus 0. So 50s are an F, and that way you don't have that far to go in order to get up to 100. Another thing is I do not accept late work. I've been very gracious and generous here at the beginning of the school year, just trying to acclimate to the students and have them acclimate to me. But late work doesn't really benefit anybody, so I don't accept late work. I do give students an opportunity to recycle assessments and assignments during that quarter. That will be a memo to the parents and a learning contract between me, the student, and the parent. You'll have ample information when this time comes about. When students are absent, the expectation is that they let me know the day that they return that they need their work, that they've been absent. It is the student's responsibility. There's nothing worse than handing out an assignment on a Thursday, talking about it on a Friday. A student comes to me, comes back on Monday. We talk about it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. When it comes time for me to collect it, that student that was absent on Thursday and Friday, but present on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is like, oh, I didn't get that work. There's nothing worse than that. So the expectation is that students don't wait until the work is turned in. When you are absent, immediately when you return, you are to ask for your late work, for your makeup work, so that you can take that time to get back on task with the rest of the class. If it's an assessment, then we'll have to plan for time after school for the student to take the assessment. With that being said, it's the expectation of the parent to provide transportation in that situation. So that's why if they have to stay after school to make up an assessment, then we need to plan that in advance. And lastly, if I'm ever absent during an online class, I expect that my students will work independently on the tasks that have been posted on Teams and in Focus. Students are never permitted to be in an online meeting room without a teacher, under no circumstances. So if there's some reason that I've been absent or that I'm absent and students have logged into a classroom, if they don't see the teacher logged in, the expectation is that they log out immediately. All right. That's the end of my presentation. I welcome questions. So if you have any questions, I ask that you shoot them to me on an email. I look forward to meeting one day and celebrating your child's success. Have a great evening.